Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to My Mini Homestead, and today it's about peppers. Have I told you I don't like peppers? All right, let's get to it. So I am not a fan of peppers at all. I've just never ever liked peppers. That being said, the one pepper that I do like is jalapenos because I like those in my salsa and some other recipes that I cook and stuff like that. But not a fan of peppers. But I'm growing peppers for Mom, and then also I am going to be selling vegetable boxes this summer. And so, of course, I need peppers for other people to have. So I am starting off with my jalapenos from Vessie's, and I'll put a picture up here over here of what those looks like. And I always grow jalapenos. I love those in my salsa. And then Lunchbox. So that's my second variety I am growing is Lunchbox, and this one is orange. So I'm doing 3 colors. So there's orange, yellow, and those are and the colors are pretty. I have to tell you, they really are pretty. When I see them, they're always pretty. And then I have red ones as well. Now for me, if I walk into a grocery store, I can tell you how fresh those peppers are just by the smell of them. So there is something about me and peppers, but I know a lot of people like them, and so we're growing peppers. So let me show how I'm going to prep my soil, or what I'm doing to prep my soil, because peppers are another one of those vegetables that it can be very, very finicky and will dampen off and fall, they just can be not fun. I've had pretty good success with the ones I have done. I mean, I've done poblanos in the past. Mom loves stuffed peppers. And so I have done those in the past as well. The one I don't have, which I wanted to do, was, what is it? Not cayenne. Oh, I'll remember the name later on. But those ones, pimentos, the ones that you make pimentos from. I do like those ones for certain recipes. And if you're doing a vegan cheese, those are very good peppers to have in your garden. So let's take a look at my soil. So here's my seed starting mix. And what I've done is I've put in some vermiculite with it as well. Because the one thing you don't want to happen with your peppers is to have too much water. Then what I'm going to use is I have these from Bootstrap Farmers. These are a 6 cell, and they have nice big holes. Like, they have really, really good drainage, right? So this is going to make it a lot easier for you to drain your drain the water out of them. So these are what I'm going to use for these. I had some other ones that I was using. Let me see. I think I got some here that I had just grabbed off of Amazon, and these are just a thin plastic. But it only has like one small drainage hole on the bottom. And so I have found with some of the things that I'm growing, it just holds on to too much moisture. So all I'm going to do is take that, fill up my little trays, and then I will start putting the peppers in, or the pepper seeds, I should say. So this is the red ones that I'm doing. So let's just pour out the seeds. And I am only going to put 1 per cell. So I'm just going to push my soil down in there gently. And because I want my seeds to have good contact. And then I am going to put 1 seed on each one. And make sure. I mean, you could do 2 just to, make sure. But if I need to, I will start more. What I'm going to do is, my plan is only to do 12 of each variety. So I'm going to put that back in there. Make sure it's just got good contact with my soil. And then the great thing too is all the instructions are on the back of it, right? And so peppers do best in light, well-drained soil with a pH of that. So it gives you all that information. And then it says, sow seeds in 20 rows or shallow flats, 4 seedlings, 1/4 inch deep. So I'm just going to do that. So then what I'm going to do is just lightly drop a little bit of this mixture on top. And then I'm just going to gently push it down. And then I'm just holding my camera, so that's why it's moving a bit. Just going to put some water on it. And then I'm going to set this one aside till I get them all done, and then we'll be back. Okay, so one of the things I forgot to mention is the moisture in the soil. So what I do is when you get your starting mix, it's always so dry and it takes forever to get water into it. So as I've mentioned on other videos, which you may not have seen, is first off, I sift through it all and get rid of all the big pieces. Then I throw it into a Rubbermaid container, you know, one of the regular size bags, and I put in about a gallon of water, thereabouts. And I just mix it up and let it sit, and it will absorb the water. If you put the mix into your little trays without having water in it, it's almost impossible to get water in it. So to get the right moisture is you don't want to be able to squeeze the water out, but you want it to grab together. So you don't want it too dry that you can't do this. So like this is what you want your soil to look like. I mean, that's perfect for this. There's just enough moisture in it. And of course, I add a little bit more moisture when I put the seeds in, because I want the seeds to get wet and to get going. But this is what you want for your soil. Okay, so I'm just going to keep filling up trays and get them all done. One other thing is don't compress your soil too firmly. You want to gently push it down into place so it's not like crazy fluffy, but you don't want it to be compressed in here because you want to make sure it'll drain well. So there we go. Everybody is potted up. But one of the things I wanted to point out, which I really like about Johnny's seeds, is they tell you when they were tested and they tell you what the germination was. So on this one, I have 94%. My reds, I think, was 98%. And so my yellow was 92%. So what I'm going to do is if they don't all germinate, I will just pop another seed into it and see, because they're going to be inside for the next, probably 5 to 6 weeks before I move them out into the greenhouse. And now it's time to get them on a heat mat and get a dome on them. And I'm just going to say goodbye for now from My Mini Homestead. We'll come back and see how the peppers are doing. And what I'm planning on doing is with a lot of my different vegetables and flowers and stuff that I'm growing is at the end of the year, I am going to take all my different videos that I've done on a different variety, like my peppers. And I'll probably have done, 3 or 4 videos on my peppers. And then at the end of the year, I will make one video that'll be from start to finish. This is what my process was. This is what they look like. This is my failures. This is my successes. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to say goodbye from My Mini Homestead. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.